Good morning. It's the TMI Queen. You'd be laughing right now if you knew I was filming this with no pants on, because I just woke up. It's been an eventful week. Monday was my birthday. Tuesday, I went and got my second vaccination. I took 2 days off afterwards because people had said they had like reactions and they were feeling really crappy afterwards. So I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a couple days off instead of having to call off for work every day. Thank God I did, because oh my God, yesterday was just, it was terrible. I had a migraine, which is my normal vaccine response to any vaccine, but I had full body aches, low grade fever, nausea. I slept most of the day, but most of that was just due to, it was the only time I didn't feel like throwing up, so I slept a lot. That's basically what my day was yesterday, but today, on my second day of vacation, I'm feeling much, much better. I'll still take it over a ventilator any day, so I feel so relieved that I can kind of get back to my normal life here after I'm considered fully vaccinated, which is 2 weeks after your second dose. My biggest thrilling thing is being able to go grocery shopping. I have my shipped thing expiring on the 8th, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and cancel it, and then I can start shopping again. I want to go to Dollar General because I just, it's my favorite place. It's my favorite place. So I'm still waking up. It's about 6 a.m. I didn't set an alarm. That's just when my body wakes me up. So got up, let the dogs out, and I'm probably up for the day because I don't think I'm going to be able to go back to sleep. But I'm feeling good. I don't know if I'll have any other waves, but people say once that first really bad wave is done, you're probably done. So fingers crossed. But I feel really motivated to get back on track now. My dryer got fixed. 2 weeks ago, my dryer took a shit, and I was having to use every single surface of my house as a clothes dryer, including my treadmill. So I didn't get a lot of treadmill work done. I did get some leaves raked, so at least I got some exercise, but not nearly as much as I wanted to. So back to getting on the treadmill again. Just bought a whole bunch of healthy food yesterday, and not so healthy food, but it's all about balance. I'm also going to give you a quick little update on the house situation because I know you're probably wondering. Last we talked, I was going to go look for a house to build. I wanted to let you know how that turned out. Well, I went with my parents because I wanted to kind of get their opinion too. I went with them to the home place. It's one of the cheapest places around, and so I knew this was going to be the place if we're trying to do something in the most cost-effective way, but still maintain quality. We went there and we found a house that was the same model as the house I saw 3 years ago that I really liked, and so I knew what the price was on the foundation and the house 3 years ago, and I knew it was going to go up a little bit because of COVID. I had heard that, so I wasn't completely taken by surprise that the price was going to be higher, but what I wasn't prepared for was how much it was going to jump up. So we went in to crunch the numbers, and the foundation price, and mind you, 3 years ago, I was looking at a full basement. And now for the same price of a full basement, I was going to be paying that for just a slab with a tiny crawl space. So that was just absolutely ridiculous. And I'm like, well, if the price of that's gone up that much, like 50%, I can't even imagine what the house is going to go up. It doubled. It doubled in price. Doubled. It went from like $50,000 to $110,000. And then I needed to get a garage attached. And I'm like, there's no way to get a garage attached. The price of the garage is almost as much as a house. I crunched the numbers, and even with help from my parents, it just was not going to be feasible. And my mom's like, well, maybe just wait until the prices go down. I'm like, do you know how long that's going to be? It could be another 5-10 years, and time's a waste in here. And so I was like really depressed. I was really upset. I spent a full 24 hours crying because I just felt like giving up on everything because it was just so ridiculous how this whole thing has turned out. So I'm talking to my son and I said, you know, if my landlord would have just followed through on selling this house, none of this would be happening. And he goes, oh, funny story. You don't owe any rent for the last 6 months. I've been trying to get a hold of my landlord about how to get the money to him because the person that I was paying it to on his behalf, now mind you, my landlord works like 2 full-time jobs and owns a business. He's busy. He doesn't have time to be picking up a rent check. And so he had somebody that was doing it for him. Well, this particular person just went to jail and probably will be going to prison for the rest of his natural life. We're not going to get into the details of that. It's been a little stressful because I don't know who to pay my rent to. And I said, you know, do you want to do PayPal? Do you want me to mail you the check? What do you want to do? Or do you have somebody else that's going to take the check on my behalf or on your behalf? Did you choose somebody else? What do you want to do? Well, I just never heard anything back from him. He never even answered me, which is unusual for him. He at least answers back. And so I'm just been sitting here like, what do I do? What do I do? I said to my son, I go, well, that's a relief at least that I don't have to pay my rent. But, you know, I do owe it, so it's whatever. But, you know, I will pay it if he wants me to pay the back rent. I have it. It's just I've been waiting on him. And I said, you know what you should do is you should tell him that he should sell me the house. You know, I know he's going through a lot right now and he probably doesn't have time to take care of a rental house on top of everything else that he's doing. Should suggest to him that he should sell this house. And my son's like, right? And we just kind of half joked about it. And then I was like, no, you really should ask him. And he's like, all right, bet. So he calls me back a half hour later. And he's like, you'll never guess who I just talked to. And I'm like, who? And he goes, your landlord. I'm like, what? I said, did you call him? And he goes, no, he called me to ask me a question about something. And I just was like, hey, may as well bring it up while I'm here. So I said, okay, so what did he say? And he goes, he didn't even let me get the words out of my mouth. And I was like, oh, he goes, and he said, yes. I'm like, what? Apparently he does want to sell. So he says he wants to do some work on the house, but it's the same work he said he was going to do 2 years ago. Still hasn't done it. So I'm just like, tell him if he gives me a good enough price, I will do all the work on this house. Like, just let's get it done. Let's get it done. Because, you know, I've heard this song and dance before. Oh, I'm gonna have to fix this window. Oh, I'm gonna repair this fence. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. But if he gives me a good enough price, I won't have to get a HUD or an FHA loan, which will cause him to have to do a lot of work on the house. So if he gives me a low enough price, I can get a standard loan and I don't have to worry about that. And then I can just do the work myself. Yes, there's a lot of work that has to be done, but for the price I'm getting this house for, it's really not a big deal. We're gonna talk about it, he said, after he gets his taxes done. He's got to do a lot with that. Until he's done doing all that, yeah. So anyhow, that's where I'm at. I feel like I'll be able to focus even better on my weight loss after this whole thing is taken care of, because my mind is just, it's honestly pulled away because I'm hyper focusing on all the things I'm going to have to do for the house. And all this, you know, running all the scenarios in my head of what I'm going to have to do. And yeah, there's just a lot to think about. That's where I'm at right now. But life is going great for me, and I hope it continues to go great for me, and I hope it's going great for you. I'm going to get off here and go get ready for my day and try to enjoy my one day off not feeling like crap. So I hope you have a wonderful week and a wonderful weigh-in, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.